on, piece of creeps? I got a little bit of a cold going on in case I sound funny, but we are going to be recapping American Horror Story Delicate. This is the season finale, and you guys had to let me know if you enjoyed it or not in the comment section. I did not really like the ending. It was the classic Ryan Murphy shit that left me scratching my head. But again, give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section.
Well, okay, that was an interesting finale, and it felt like a finale that was of two halves. The opening section and the first half of the episode was something that I thought was actually pretty good, and some of the best moments that this season had produced. It was intense, the stakes were high, and Emma Roberts delivered a really strong performance. But then, in the second half, I think the episode just started to lose itself, and the 30-minute runtime came back to get it, because it could have done with a bit more time to elaborate on the story to give it a bit more fluidity. But anyway, with an ending that was rather ambiguous and revelations all throughout, let's jump into this episode and break down all that there was to take away from it. Here is American Horror Story Delicate, Episode 9, Ending Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The ending. So in this section, I just want to discuss the final 5 minutes or so, and then I'll get into the motive of the group and why they were doing what they were doing. But this ending needs a big discussion. Right at the end of the episode, we saw that the ghost of Adeline appeared, and as she turned Anna around in her wheelchair, she was speaking and worshipping Hestia, the very goddess that she was worshipping on the night where she was killed. With Anna also repeating the phrase out loud, Adeline then said, "Only light can snuff out the dark." Then, following this, Siobhan essentially began to age, disintegrate, and then the rest of the Ravenheads and Satan worshippers all disappeared too. I have a bit of a problem with this, considering that Siobhan had seemed to have been around for an extremely long time, as early as 42 AD. Why had nobody ever done that before? And whether she was sent back to hell or was killed for good, it's a weakness that definitely took away from the power that it was meant.
Hey, like he might not be wrong. It was kind of anticlimactic, but we gotta give Kim K her props. Like, I normally don't glaze the Kardashians up, but to think this is the same bitch that went from Ray J's mattress to fucking all that acting on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Who knew she would land up here? I mean, I was convinced, like, this bitch is really running a cult. Like, throughout the entire series, I'm thinking to myself, like, this evil, this conniving, this diabolical motherfucker. Let me know what you think. I really, like, we gotta give her props. She killed her role. Like, definitely, the ending was kind of iffy, though. I was wondering, like, is Anna part of the cult? I remember, she put the hat on, and, in the end, she regained the ability to walk, and I remember Siobhan told her, like, yo, bitch, alright, like, yo, when you hold this baby, you one of us. Y'all let me know what you think about the conversation. If they told you, like, yo, the only way you can hold your kid is if you put one of these black cloaks on, like, would y'all do it? I'm chatting right now, though.
Made out like she had, and was built up throughout the entirety of the episode, as it didn't actually take that much at all for her to be wiped out. Plus, I also don't really understand why Siobhan had no defense at all. Yeah, I get the age-old cliche of light winning over darkness, but still, she just stood there and was unable to move, so I had a bit of a problem with that, to be honest. Once that was done, we saw that Anna regained the ability to walk again, and she walked into the room where her baby was, seeing as though the demon that she birthed and was holding was no longer around. When she picked up her baby, it was a human, and she also had the Oscar on the side on the shelf. This almost symbolized her now having everything that she ever wanted. She got her baby, plus she also got her Oscar. She could be a mother, but she could also prove that she had great success in her career too, going against what the Ravenhead said in the previous episodes, where women were expected to stay at home and be the mothers, whilst the men go out and have success. There was an ominous, fearful look that was in Anna's eyes as the camera then moved back, almost like she had just come out of some kind of nightmare, which she had. But it felt like it almost implied that Anna could be the new leader of this coven, which now only had her within it. This was due to her wearing the wings on her head and also having the green shoes on, following her accepting them and joining them. It felt like the show was trying to make us think that, but I genuinely don't think that's a plausible ending. With the spider coming out of the crib and Anna squashing it, the first time that we saw a spider was in the very first episode when it was on Anna's head, following her seeing Dr. Hill for one of the first times and starting that.
Oh my god. First of all, I hate spiders. Secondly, R.I.P. Dex! Like, yeah, man, yo, this show, they was ruthless with this nigga Dexter, like. Sorry, I got spaghetti in my mouth. they had this nigga in the back of the ambulance, you know, he was fucking taking a pee-pee. He's like, oh, finally, my baby is here. Yo, he put his fucking hand in there, and yo, he fucking came out. Yo, we was looking at this nigga like, alright, yo, if we had to give him a nickname right now, we would label this nigga as Nubs. But he came out, yo, he was missing his fucking fingers. Yo, next thing you know, he got fucking he got gagged. Yo, blood. He died with a fucking bloody rag in his fucking mouth. It was crazy, yo. Like, it was some next level shit. You know, it was a little extra ruthless. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, the writers and the creators of American Horror Story, like, they must have been listening to some drill music when they made this shit. Because, yo, they smoked that nigga Kamal in the passenger seat, and then that bitch pulled his wallet out. She's like, oh, I didn't know this nigga had kids. I was like, oh my god. Like, it was some next level evil. But y'all gonna know in the comment section, man, like, R.I.P. Dex, yo, we smoking on that Dex pack. I'm telling you, I got him packed in like 3 different bongs right now. Like, yo, what we talking about? Yo, that nigga Dex about to get us high for the rest of the night. I'm chatting, but yeah, let's get down to it. But yeah, I'm just saying, blood, like, I thought Dex and Kamal, I thought they was in on it. But like I said, I was wrong.
That process of having a baby. So the spider being killed almost symbolized and marked an end to the connection to the demon, and the baby being normal and not the purest demon that there could be. So yeah, the ending was definitely a weird one, and despite it being relatively simple, there's complexities within it that just didn't really need to be there. So it is a shame, because the ending of the episode and the killing of Siobhan kind of undone all of the work that the show had done in building up the mystery and power that these Ravenheads had. Who was Siobhan? Well, we never actually found out who Siobhan was, other than the fact...
My bad, I got spaghetti in my mouth. Hold up. Yeah, my bad to keep interjecting, but... I don't know if I touched on it earlier, but... These endings, they just be weird as fuck. Like, I remember... I watched the double feature with the Red Tide and Death Valley. And I remember in the end of the Red Tide... The Pales, like, you know, they just, like, everybody became a Pale and they just got out of control, and the Pales just wound up taking over everywhere, and it was just, like, absolute mayhem. And then the Death Valley one did start off strong in the first episode, but it ended with just, like I said, I was just scratching my head. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, the fuck is going on? Like, they mass-produced them fucking babies, the hybrid babies, and they was gonna make them in big numbers, and that was just the end of it. Like, I don't know who be writing these shows, bro, but, like, I mean, I guess, like, Ryan Murphy and all of them, but, like, somebody tell him, like, yo, put the fucking heroin needle down. Like, my nigga, what the fuck is going on? Like, what kind of endings are these? And I told myself at the double feature, like, yo, this is it. I'm not watching no more American Horror Story, but here I am. I didn't watch that last season with, like, the dolls or whatever, but, alright, let me know what we're thinking, man. Like, hey, is season 13 come out, and that's a big if, but if it is renewed for season 13, yo, do we do a recap for it? Are we watching that shit? Y'all let me know in the comment section if you enjoy this or not. Really? Emma Roberts, I gotta keep it a peace. She killed her role. Kim K also. Like, Kim K was, like, next level. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, we need, I don't know, but, like, I need more Kim K. I hate to say it. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's fucking crazy. But, yo, this bitch was evil. She was conniving. Like, I ain't gonna lie. She was moving like she was, like Satan's ex-wife. Like, I don't know, but I just really thought, like, she fucking really brought it to the table, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I really thought she stepped up. I thought she shined, and I thought that she really showed, like, yo, I'm more than just some reality TV bitch. But y'all let me know what we thinking, because I ain't trying to glaze her up too much. You know, she older, she's still beautiful, she's still hot. You know, Kim K was somebody in my day when we was coming up, like, yo, she was bad. Everybody was looking up to Kim K. Like, everybody wanted a girl to look like Kim K. And even though she, like, you know, pushing 50 these days, still, I ain't gonna lie, like, it's nice just for us to be able to recognize her for something besides her looks, because talent-wise, I ain't gonna lie, like, she pulled it off. Like I said, yo, I thought this bitch was diabolical, but I'm chatting.
Fact that she was just literally Siobhan Corbin, and she made her own rules. She called herself the auteur and said that she ran the world. The definition of an auteur is a film director who influences their film so much that they rank as their author. And with it being a French word, when it's translated into English, it quite literally translates to author. So I suppose Siobhan viewed the world as her own kind of movie, and she wanted to dictate the future of it, hence the mission that all of the Ravenheads were on. This was the aim of removing toxic masculinity, making deals with women who wanted everything in the world and then using them to hold babies for them and then recruit them. They essentially wanted to implement a new order of sisterhood and create a world in the way that Siobhan viewed it. It all
Essentially, what this nigga, if we had to translate this on Google, what it comes out to is they was trying to eliminate penis. They never want to see a cock again. Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
so turned out that Siobhan was Dex's mother, something that a few of us predicted a couple of episodes back, so I wasn't too surprised with that.
And that was also sick as fuck, blood. Like, yo, but she did slide for that nigga Dex, because she slit that bitch in the fucking throat with her fingernail, and she was all, yeah, that was for killing my son. I was like, okay, hold up, yo, hey, somebody fucking like rent an hour studio session for Siobhan. Like, we need a mixtape. Yo, that was ruthless. Can you imagine it? Yo, she said that nigga killed my son. I killed her with my fingernail in front of everyone. Like, yo, what we talking about? Yo, Siobhan really slid.
Dad, there was a line that Dex's father said where he mentioned how he made Virginia raise Dex, and what could she say? No? This was spoken with the intention of tying into the main overarching theme of the show, where women were viewed as lesser people to men by men in society. Anna's baby was also 3/4 Siobhan's due to the IVF treatment that Anna went under, so Anna was holding onto the baby for Siobhan, hence the demonic state that it had. With regards to the strange things that were also going on with Anna, this was all led by Siobhan and the other Ravenheads. The dolls that she kept finding with the broken pieces and disfigurements were being placed there by them, and were almost acting as voodoo dolls or as hints of what was going to happen to her. Plus, Siobhan also had her eye on Anna for a long time in order to ensure that she was the right person to carry the demon that she was eventually going to give birth to. Siobhan planted herself at a meeting for women that were struggling to have children in 2019, and that was when she first introduced herself to Anna. It was actually on the day that she was going to audition for her role in the auteur, so that was the day that the first part of the plan came into play. The show didn't provide a lot of clarity around the demonic identity of Siobhan, but maybe they didn't because they wanted it to be more of a mystery, which I can kind of understand, but equally at the same time, clarity is always nice, especially considering each season is just a one and done type thing. My review of the episode. I thought this episode was a finale of two halves, as I said at the start. I actually really enjoyed the first half. The moments in the ambulance, the symbolism of holding onto the Oscar the entire time, the panic, the fear, the bold move in killing off Kamal and Dex in the way that they were killed. It felt like the American Horror Story of old. It was...
I'm telling y'all, hey, it looked like something you might have fucking seen in Iraq. Like, yeah, that nigga Kamal, he got clipped.
Gory, bloody, and like a nightmare that you just couldn't escape from. I also thought that Emma Roberts did a great job in this opening section too. In fact, the entire episode. You could tell that she was one of the more seasoned performers in this cast, because the moment that Cara Delevingne started speaking, it just became stale, and it felt like a performance that was being deliberately amplified. The
Oh my
whole scene
God.
with Siobhan meeting Dr. Hill
What?
and promising him success in the fertility clinic world if he did as she said felt a bit shoehorned in. It was
My
about
goodness.
a minute long, and it felt like it was done to just answer the question of how he came to be involved, which just felt a bit unnatural.
I don't think this nigga enjoyed the episode, y'all.
When Ivy was killed, that was a moment of shock that I didn't expect, but again,
Crisscross.
it brought out the bad acting that Cara Delevingne had. I don't mean to be so harsh on Cara Delevingne, but I did genuinely think that she was the weakest performer by far throughout this show, and it was
Yo, why is he just shitting on her? Why is he just trashing her? Yo, Blood told her she ain't shit. He said, like, yo, somebody kick her out of Hollywood studios, tell her go apply at Taco Bell. Like, what the fuck?
just so hard to avoid because she was in it quite a lot. The whole thing about Siobhan tasking Ivy with killing her son and it being a test just felt a bit ridiculous, to be honest. It didn't feel convincing and I didn't buy into it because we never truly understood what these people were like. So it just felt like a plot device to enable Ivy to be killed in that moment because that's just what they decided that they wanted to do. The final half of this episode was where I think it went a bit wrong for me. The short 30-minute runtime without commercials is something that just meant that everything that was built up into the first half had to be rushed through in the second because they didn't have that long left to provide clarity and closure, and they were unsuccessful in doing that. This season of the show had its ups and downs, that's for sure, but I think this one does sit quite low when looking back at the previous seasons that the show has produced. Murphy announced that American Horror Story was commissioned to go through until season 13, so I'm hoping that the next season of the show tries to go back to its roots a bit more, aims to get a strong cast involved, and has a gripping, compelling, dark story that we're all invested in. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. So, there you have it, American Horror Story Delicate Episode 9 Ending Explained. If you want to see more videos on AHS Delicate, then click on the card.
Well, yeah, here, real quick, let's go ahead and give him a like and a sub. And I just want to see what y'all thinking. It felt way too rushed for me, plus she was supposed to be such a crazy, big, bad, but a dead witch that pops up out of nowhere, then somehow hasn't practiced magic at all before take her out with a few chants while she just stands. The finale just don't flow right. That was one weak scene before ending by AHS. It felt like this season drove me to amazing horror themed amusement park, just slapped in the face. Oh my god, Ryan Murphy, yo, fans is heated. Yo, they trying to fight. I feel like the writer's strike was the main reason why the second half felt so rushed, plus the time. This was just Kim Kardashian playing herself. They phoned the second half and they tried to do too much with a little bit of time. Yeah, they really, y'all, okay, so this second half, like, cause yeah, in the beginning, I'm gonna keep it a P, like, the suspense was all there. But the second half, I definitely agree, like, it kind of fell apart. And that's, to me, in the second half, like, when they brought back to part 2 of it, like, the first 5 episodes was, like, pretty solid and everything. And then I remember in the very end, like, you know, when, like, the baby was gone, how, like, the episode 5 ended or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, like, it's crazy. Like, I remember when I seen this bitch eat a raccoon, I was like, okay, like, Ryan Murphy, give me more! The true American Horror Story this season will close up to the Kardashians' lit plastic surgery nightmare since Hotel AHS continues downhill season by season. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what was worse, this season or the double feature? Because I ain't go, after I watched that, I said, I'm never watching this shit again. The last 15 minutes, we got the Wizard of Oz. They killed powerful witch with chant easy like water. And then Anna gets a pair of sparkly shoes the last 15 minutes. That's my opinion. Shite! Okay, so yeah, y'all disappointed. Y'all not vibing with this shit. Y'all have me know in the comments, what do we even want to see in season 13? Because at this point, I'm kind of giving up on the show. Like, I mean, obviously, if it comes out, I'll watch it again because it's a American Horror Story. But, I mean, like, if you go back on my original... Matter of fact, I'm gonna fucking pull this shit up. Give me one sec. Because if you go back on my original fucking channel and all that shit, like, I was recapping each individual episode of the double feature American Horror Story because I was just so hyped for it. But then, you know, like, once after I was watching, I was like... Each episode, I'm kind of, like, explaining what's going on. But I'm like, yo, you know what? This ain't what was advertised, because you remember in the promo scene we had like the alien and the vampire, and like they going at it, and they in the waves and in the desert, like it looked like some Bloods versus Crips type shit. So yeah, it was fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga, this Wolverine costume, this shit look like this nigga bought it at like a Halloween store or something. But hold on, give me 1 second. Let me find this shit. Alright, you guys. So yeah, this right here, this is the first video I ever made. You can see. This is on a completely different laptop, completely different channel, all that shit. But, like, I was just so into Red Tide. Hold on.
Oh, hello, hey.
I was trying to talk like Lucifer, from, like, the show Lucifer.
Hello, my name is Everything Explained, and today we are here to talk about American Horror Story Double Feature Part 1, Red Tide, and this is the finale of Part 1.
Yeah, not my best Lucifer impression, but still, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was, like, really, like, into this shit to the point where I was recapping every single episode. Like, you can even see, like, where I was, like, breaking down, like, Death Valley and all that shit. Like, and I was breaking it down, like, episode by episode. Like, so I just say that to say, like, I don't know, like, I was just hooked on it. Like, the traction was different, and with some of these new seasons that come out, I don't know. I just it just doesn't have the same. It just doesn't have the same appeal to it to me. I hope that the Red Tide Death Valley. I love Red Tide because that horrible ending. They didn't wrap up or explain anything at all. Yeah, that, like I said, the endings to both of these were god awful. Yeah, it's just it's crazy. Like looking back, like when was this? I believe this was like 2022 or 2021. It's just insane. Like thinking that like I've been making videos since that long, and I had this channel, but my ex took my laptop, so like I had to start over, and I went to jail for a minute. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, so like I was like really like recapping this shit. Matter of fact, I think one of these videos like really was like I said, like episode 9, like I remember that one like was like one of the worst ones in my opinion. I just like that's what we had advertised, like this is what we were seeing in this shit, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like
Hello, double.
me myself. I'm just trying to just get you to see like like American Horror Story always leading us on with like all these like visuals and graphics and everything, but oh yeah, I forgot the episode where Reagan got the anal probe. Yeah, that was brazy in itself. But yeah, I was just really recapping this shit. Like I was very interested in it, and it's just like nowadays it just doesn't have the same appeal. But I don't know. You guys gotta let me know what you think in the comment section if you enjoyed it or not. And if you did, like, subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next one. Yeah, like I said, this whole thing was just, it was fucking wild.